Dear students, after understanding chemical equation and chemical reaction, let's discuss how to understand that a chemical reaction is taking place. There are certain characteristics by which a change can be judged or understood to be a chemical reaction. One of the characteristics of chemical reactions is evolution of gas. If the reactants are solid or liquid or both, means one of the reactants solid and other is liquid, and a gas is produced, then it is a sign of formation of a new substance, because otherwise without heating a liquid does not get converted to even its gaseous form. So simply by mixing of a solid into the liquid, a gas cannot get produced. Or if a solid is heated strongly and a gas is produced which otherwise was nowhere, then this is also a sign of a chemical reaction. So let's have some example to understand this, that evolution of gas means gas coming out, that is evolution, is a characteristic of chemical reactions. Let's take example of zinc, a metal, and an acid like H2SO4 or HCl. Any of the acid can be taken. And then what happens if we take a test tube? Suppose this is a test tube, and in this the liquid is filled is H2SO4 or maybe HCl, and then some pieces of zinc are dropped into it, and all of a sudden you see the bubbles are being produced and a gas is moving out of it. Then you understand that a chemical reaction might be taking place. So actually when these two react, what happens? See, we don't even heat. Simply we take some granules of zinc and drop in a test tube containing sulfuric acid. Then what happens? What are the new products? Zinc sulfate and hydrogen. Hydrogen is a gas, so we can put an arrow pointing upward showing that the gas being lighter moves upside. The arrow pointing upward is a sign of gas. But even if we don't know which gas is produced, as the bubbles are produced, because H2SO4 is an acid in liquid medium, so from a liquid when gas moves out, then it forms bubbles. We say this process to be effervescence. Just the way when you open a bottle of Coke, you see lots of effervescence, liquid coming out with gas. In the same way, if you take baking soda at your home and mix it with an acid which is present at home, like acetic acid, both are present in kitchen, baking soda and acetic acid or vinegar. Then if you mix them, then you see the evolution of means effervescence or evolution of the gas. And the gas in that case will be carbon dioxide. How it happens, I'll show you later. So evolution of a gas, we can even understand this gas to be hydrogen. How? If we put the thumb on the mouth of the test tube when hydrogen is being produced, so that some hydrogen get accumulate in the test tube, and then we bring a burning splinter near to the, suppose this is the test tube and we have put the thumb over it, then we bring a burning splinter near to the mouth of the test tube and take the thumb away. Then the gas comes in contact with the burning splinter, and then what happens? The gas, hydrogen, which is the inflammable gas, it starts burning with blue flame, and that get extinguished with a pop sound, which is a sign of hydrogen gas, because you have read in class 7th as well that hydrogen burns with blue flame and gets extinguished with pop sound. Then take one more example. Here there is no liquid even, it's a solid only. Potassium chlorate. Potassium chlorate is a solid, white solid. When we heat it strongly means just little bit heating is not enough. We have to heat it strongly. Then what happens? The potassium chlorate get decomposed, means broken into smaller molecules. Potassium chloride and oxygen. If we are heating in a boiling tube or the test tube, then the gas so produced though cannot be seen, but still we can test it, because when a gas comes out from a solid, then we don't see the effervescence. So we don't really understand that a gas is being produced, because oxygen is colorless and odorless. Even hydrogen is colorless and odorless. But by bringing a glowing splinter near to this is the burning matchstick, suppose brings the mouth of the test tube, then we see that the gas starts burning with flame. First we observe the effervescence in case of zinc and sulfuric acid of the effervescence of the gas coming out, and then we bring a burning matchstick near to the mouth of the test tube. Then the gas burns with blue flame and get extinguished with pop sound. In case of potassium chlorate heating, we don't observe any effervescence, but if we bring a glowing splinter near to the mouth of test tube, what is glowing splinter? A wooden splinter that have been burning for quite some time, and then we blow the flame off. When we blow the flame off, then the tip of the splinter is red hot, but it is not burning. Like tip of this is blue, in the same way tip of a splinter is suppose red, then we say it to be a glowing splinter. If when we bring a glowing splinter near the mouth of the boiling tube or test tube in which potassium chlorate is being heated, then what happens? When it comes in the contact with the pure oxygen coming out from the boiling tube which is being produced, then the splinter starts burning in flame, showing that the gas that's coming out is pure oxygen, because pure oxygen is more supporter of oxygen in comparison to 21% oxygen present in air. So though splinter was glowing but it is not burning, and we bring it in the mouth of the test tube and it all of a sudden start burning in flame, that shows that the gas that's coming out is supporter of burning. And there is only one gas that is supporter of burning or combustion, and that is oxygen. So definitely the gas that is being produced by heating of potassium chlorate is oxygen, and also as a new substance a gas is produced. So this is a chemical reaction, means this is definitely a chemical reaction. Then take one more example, sodium carbonate, a white powdery solid. What is sodium carbonate? Washing soda is chemically sodium carbonate only. When we add any acid like HCl over here, I said if you at home you want to do this, that at the place of washing soda you can take baking soda, and at the place of HCl you can take vinegar, and if you mix them both, you need not to heat or do anything. Simply you mix them, and then what happens, that you observe the effervescence. The product formed are sodium carbonate plus, not sodium carbonate, the product formed is salt. With salt, sodium and chlorine salt, that is NaCl. We must take 2 HCl so that 2 sodium get combined with 2 Cl to form 2 NaCl plus H2O plus CO2. CO2 is produced. We can test this gas to be carbon dioxide as well. Suppose we have taken a test tube or boiling tube in which we have taken sodium carbonate, the white powder, then we pour some acid into it, and as soon as the powder solid comes in contact with the acid, we observe the effervescence. So we understand that a gas is being produced, and the gas, which gas is this? We can test it by passing the gas through a connector to lime water. Lime water turns milky when carbon dioxide is passed into it. It's a feature of carbon dioxide gas that it combines with lime water and turns it milky. How? I'll show you. Lime water is chemically calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. When it combines with carbon dioxide, it forms a white solid, calcium carbonate. and water. Due to this white solid which is insoluble, so it stay white in the water, in the lime water turns milky. Children, if we continue passing the gas for quite some time, even after the lime water otherwise is very faintly white, just like when you add some lime juice into the water, it becomes little faintly white. In the same way, lime water is also very faintly white, it is not white, transparent. But when you pass carbon dioxide into it, that lime water turns milky. After this video, I'll be showing you the experiment of production of carbon dioxide by reaction of a metal carbonate and acid. Metal carbonate is sodium carbonate over here, but otherwise we can take any other metal carbonate like potassium carbonate or calcium carbonate as well. We take calcium carbonate, potassium carbonate, sodium carbonate, any metal carbonate, and when we add acid like HCl or SO4 to it, then carbon dioxide is produced. And this carbon dioxide can be understood to be carbon dioxide because it turns lime water milky, and if we continue passing carbon dioxide into it, then lime water turns again back as it was, means milkiness disappears. So here are certain examples with the help of which, and later I'll be showing you some experiment as well. You understand that production of a gas or evolution of a gas is a feature of chemical reaction. In the next period, we'll discuss some more characteristic properties of chemical reaction.